Hello friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Amplifier. So in my previous video, I have already discussed in detail about the mathematical intuition of principal component analysis, which is one of the very popular dimensionality reduction technique. Okay. Now in this video, I am going to discuss how we can implement the same in MATLAB. Okay. So let's try to understand. So suppose this is our original data. Okay. We can say there are three major components. One is values along x-axis, another one is value along y-axis, another one is the rotational factor. Okay. Now this three-dimensional data we want to convert to two-dimension. So what we will do? We will apply principal component analysis on this, and what will happen? Obviously we can understand along this diagonal line this data is having maximum variance. So as a result, this will be obviously one particular component and another one will be obviously orthogonal to this, that is this one, right? Now if you consider this red line as my x-axis and this purple line as my y-axis, so you can understand in that particular space this data will not be having any rotation. Try to understand very carefully. I am not talking in this particular picture what we can observe. Consider my red line as x-axis and purple one as y-axis. In that dimension, see, this data is having no rotation. Okay, because rotation factor is describing the actual data by a very little amount, because we can understand that this is rotated, right? But x-axis and y-axis is explaining its maximum, which can be captured by these two principal components. So rotation part we will remove. So this is how dimensionality reduction will work. Okay, that is effect of that particular dimension we will try to reduce, and those two factors, that is x-axis and y-axis values, which are impacting in the maximum variance of our data, we will try to pick up that. Okay, so let us try to implement the same in MATLAB. What we can do? First, we need to create such data which looks like oval shape and having some rotation. So CLC, clear all, close all, warning off. This code I have taken from the video where I have discussed how rotational matrix works. Okay, I hope you have seen this particular matrix if you have gone through robotics and automation course or applied linear algebra course in your BTech. Okay. So let me just show you the working of this rotational matrix. So this one, this green one is my actual sine signal. After rotating by minus pi by 2, we were getting this particular blue signal. Okay. Now instead of rotating sine signal, what we will do? We will try to rotate one oval shape or elliptical shape distribution which is having random number like this, and we'll try to rotate and generate this kind of data, and then we'll apply principal component on that and we'll try to remove the rotational factor. Okay, right? So I hope the goal is clear. So see, here T was one row vector, X, that is voltage value or amplitude value of sine signal, was also one row vector. What I will do, I will take here one random number having Gaussian distribution. Okay, so random number set, so one row multiple columns, that will be row vector, right? So 1, 1000 length data I am taking, and same I will take for my this one voltage value also or amplitude value also. And let us plot this scatter plot. I will plot in blue color and I will make axis equal. Okay, right? Let's run this code and check. So see, we are getting this kind of distribution. We can clearly understand that this is kind of circular shape. Obvious, because for both standard deviation is 1. See, random, we are not scaling the standard deviation. Now to make this oval shape, that means what? For one variable, whatever standard deviation we set it, for other variable it is different. Okay, so what we'll do, I will change this. Suppose y value I am changing to 0.4 standard deviation and x is t. So now let us run this code and check. So see how beautifully we are getting this kind of oval shape, elliptical shape distribution, noisy data. Okay, I will remove this hold on part because it is not required for the time being, and I will rotate by minus pi by 4. I have taken this matrix and then multiplying and then taking data and plotting. Okay, here again I will put here figure window, right? and let's run this code to see how beautifully we have got the rotated elliptical shape data. Now what we will be doing, we'll be applying PCA on this data. Okay, so before applying, let us check our actual data, which is rotated elliptical data, which is stored in K variable. I will just click on this variable workspace and I will click on K. You can see this particular first row is one feature and second row is another feature. Now when you are applying PCA, you need to pass each feature as column. Okay, so what I will do, K equal to K transpose, I will take transpose. Okay, up to this it is clear. Then there are several output parameters which we can get if we apply PCA in MATLAB. Okay, the code is very simple, PCA of K, like this you need to write, and it will return several parameters. Okay, let's check what are the parameters. So I will not go through all the parameters, those one only I will go through which is more important for us. Rest one you can explore from the documentation. Okay, latent, these many output parameters we can get. Now what we'll do, we'll run this whole code. Let's check whether we are getting some error or not. No error, well and good. Now there are some output parameters which are very important for us, that is explained one. Okay, so I will do evaluate selection on explain. What values we are getting? 86.4851, very huge value, and another one is 13. So what this indicates? It indicates that when you are applying dimensionality reduction, what is happening? This is actually we are giving input two-dimensional data, right? Actually we can understand that this is three-dimensional because rotational factor x and y is there, but actually computer cannot understand. Computer is thinking this is two-dimensional data only, and in this two-dimensional data, what is trying to say that when you are applying PCA, the first component, principal component, is explaining 86% of our overall data. Okay, and you can understand easily that this particular first principal component, that is red one, is almost capturing most of the information, far more than 50%. Okay, and here 13% is for the second one, second principal component, that is this one, right? Now we have understood this one, but our point of interest will be what are the values in lower dimension space, and that is stored in this code variable. Okay, so see, one column individually are basically those values which we will be getting after mapping to lower dimension. So our first mapping of principal component 1 is code of all rows first column we are taking, and next one PC2 equal to score of colon comma 2. Okay, then we'll put another figure window and then we'll plot PC1 comma PC2 comma, suppose I am giving blue color only. Okay, blue color dot symbol with what? Axis equal. Okay, let's hope that we should get the expected result. As we have discussed, some error we are getting here, spelling mistake in figure. Okay, right. So see, three figure window we are getting. Let me discuss one by one. This is our actual data set which we have just created without changing the rotational part, and this is our actual rotated data on which we are applying principal component analysis and dimensionality reduction. Now what I have told you in theoretical discussion, that when you are applying PCA, one principal component will be like this diagonal, another one will be orthogonal. So if you consider that first principal component which is diagonal, which is explaining almost 86%, that is this one as x-axis and this particular one as y-axis, okay, then the rotational part will go away, and you can see this here. See, this is our after plotting the PCA 1 and 2. See, rotational part has gone away, and this one is almost 90% you will be find similarity, that this particular data set is actually rotational version of this particular data, right? So this is the beauty of PCA. So we have removed the feature which is explaining this data by not a significant amount, that is the rotational component. Okay, rotational component was not that much significant, and we are able to remove that using PCA. This is the power of dimensionality reduction, right? So I hope you have understood this. This code I have applied on such data which we have created by our own for the understanding purpose of the implementation. But in my next video, I will be discussing how we can apply on real data set. Till then, stay tuned. And if you find this video helpful, please like, share and comment. Subscribe my channel if you have not subscribed till now. And don't forget to press the bell icon to get the notification of my latest videos. Thank you for watching.